I'm not angry, I am just disappointed in you, Chairman. You've taken the money that I was going to spend on players and you've spent it on a new stadium that, one, isn't named after me, and two, we don't really need, if I'm honest with you. I'm a bit upset about the 56 million you think you need to spend on a stadium. Can you give us some more transfer budget from somewhere, please? You can. All we have to do is download the OneFootball app from the top line of the description for absolutely free. I think we can do that because it is the best football app out there to keep up to date with all of the latest footballing news and scores from around the world. And it is, in my opinion, the best app out there. So you'd be silly not to download it. So yeah, I think if we download it, that, makes sense. Give us some more transfer budget. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Cheers, Chairman. Talk to you in a bit. Hello and welcome back to On The Rocks. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's transfer special where things are going to get shaken up massively. We are going to turn this team around and take it from really good to really, really good. Before we do that though, make sure you do drop a like on today's video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. So you joined me on the 9th of June, which is the date where the transfer window opens for the Scottish Premiership. The transfer window for all the other leagues around the world doesn't actually open until the 1st of July. So I don't know why it's open so early for us, particularly when we need to buy players in from other European nations or around the world. It's just to open it on the 1st of July like everyone else. It's a bit frustrating. But what I want to do first things first today is start to try and sell some players. And that might be quite tricky because the transfer window in other countries hasn't actually opened yet. We have £34 million to spend on players, and I want to spend all of it and some on some really good players to come into the club. But we need to get some more money, which is why we need to sell some players. I've been thinking long and hard about this, and well, there's a few players that I do want to see leave the club. Ben Knight and Jose Antonio Diaz, they've got 1 year left on their contracts, and I think both of them should probably leave the club. Ben Knight is just slowly creeping down. You can see his average ratings are going down, the goals are going down, assists actually going down for the most part as well. He's just not as good as he used to be, not quite as integral, not quite as effective, and I think with a year left in his contract, rather than giving a new one, I'd rather get him sold off, and he is wanted by Burnley and Fulham, so get him off there somewhere. Jose Antonio Diaz, we bought him in for £4 million, and to be fair, he's played like a season and a half, and not done brilliantly. He's only 19 years old, but we've got a few left wingers, and I think he's sort of at the bottom of the pecking order of those wingers. He's wanted by Genoa. Let's try and get him gone. I also think it's probably time for Silva to leave the club as well. Last season, he made 18 appearances, 16 starts, 2 off the bench, and got decent ratings, but he's just not a big part of the team anymore. I feel like we've got some young talent coming through. Of course, Admilson and Kai Enrique are always going to be first choices for us. So for me, Silva should probably end up leaving the club, although he is a pretty decent player to have around. We'll try and offer him out, I think. Brian Portier, I think he needs to leave as well. He wasn't really a first choice left back for us last. I say that he got 31 appearances last season. Pavlik was the first choice, but this guy still got 31 appearances. We need to get him gone because he's just not very good. And maybe even Juan Torres as well. He was a wonder kid, but then he got that wonder kid status and then just didn't really improve. And I think now maybe is the time to let Juan Torres go as well. So Ben Knight, Jose Antonio Diaz, Silva, Torres, Portier. I'm going to start offering these guys out now. So straight away, clubs are making some bids for Ben Knight of £10.5 million. I put him up for just unlisted. And if clubs are offering 10.5 right now, let's reject all of the bids, and I think we just keep pushing it up for Ben Knight. Jose Antonio Diaz, again, Inter happy to pay £7 million for him, if not a bit more, so we will reject all of these and try and offer him out for 10 million. Silva, people not quite bidding the 9 he's valued at. I want to try and get at least, well, actually, Paderborn have put in an £8.75 million bid. I don't think he's really interested in joining them, though, because they are Bundesliga 2, although they just won the Bundesliga 2, so they are getting promoted. I still think we can probably get around 10 million for him, so I'm going to reject all of these and offer him out for 10 mil. As predicted, Juan Torres is in high demand, and actually clubs looking to bid a lot of money for him. Again, Norwich, nearly £10 million, right? So reject all of these. Let's try and get him gone for, I don't know, 12 and a half? Even Portia, like clubs are meeting that sort of £7 million valuation. Let's see if we can get a good 10 million for him. Arsenal want Tam. He's not for sale, but £17 million is a lot of money. Cavalcanti is wanted. He's not leaving until, of course, he gets a release fee clause met with 43 million or so. And apparently Real Madrid are interested in him. So potentially that could come at some point. Let me just reject the other one there. Sheffield United want Phil and Talbot for 14 million. No, he's our player. Wolfsburg have made a £15 million bid for Ben Knight. I think I will accept that on the grounds that's a lot of money and I don't want to risk them losing interest. £10 million for Diaz from Inter. 10 million. I think we can push some of these up a little bit. Maybe I should have. I think reject that for Diaz. Antonio Diaz transfer offer to clubs. Let's go 12.5 and see if they bid on that. In fact, what I might do as well is. He's not even too bothered about Wolfsburg, to be fair. So maybe we will keep the Wolfsburg one on the table. Silva, I still think we can probably get more than 10 million. So reject all of that. I'm tempted to even push Silva up to 15 million, you know. Push him right up to 15 million. See if any clubs want to buy him for that. Torres, clubs are bidding that 12.5. So, oops, if that is the case... Push Torres up to 15 million. Juan Torres, please. Transfer offer to clubs 15. See if clubs buy him for 15 million. And Reading are still looking to bid 15 million for him. I tell you what, I think Juan Torres transfer offer to club. I reckon we can maybe even go 17.5. Offer to clubs. No bids coming in for the other players, which does suggest that maybe other clubs have lost a little bit of interest. We've pushed it up a little bit too high, so maybe what we should do is lower those fees a little bit. And now there's no more bids for Juan Torres. So I think 15 million is probably transfer off to clubs. Maybe put 16 on the table and see if Reading wants a bid for that. Yeah, Reading happy to pay 16 million. Let's accept a 16 million pound bid and reject the one from the other team. No offers for 3 other players. So Diaz offer to clubs. Let's bring it to like 11 million for him. Offer to clubs. Tottenham making 25 million pound bid for Cavalcanti. That's getting dangerous. Only 20 million off his release fee clause, but we'll keep rejecting those ones. I've meant to go back and offer other players out. Inter want Diaz for 11 million. I tell you what I might do. Jose Antonio Diaz, transfer offer to clubs, 11 million, add percentage of next sale, 25%, lock it in, offer to clubs. Okay, so Wolfsburg do want Ben Knight, but only for 10.75 now. Okay. I think we can do more with him. Maybe we have to get rid of that profit of next sale. No offers for other players though. Southampton want Admilson. So I guess Fuentalba is wanted. McLumper is wanted. Okay. So as it turns out, adding in those percentage of next sales doesn't really help. That's fine. We can just put Silva up for like 13. Offer to clubs maybe. Ben Knight, if I can find him. Ben Knight, transfer, offer to clubs, 13.5. Let's say that. Try and get a few more clubs interested, and then Diaz transfer offer to clubs 11 million. That's what Inter Milan are going to pay for him. And there we go. I mean, Wolfsburg, he's more interested in joining Anderlecht than Wolfsburg, but Wolfsburg are going to pay us some. He doesn't want to go to Wolfsburg. That's all I've heard. He just doesn't want to go to Wolfsburg for some reason, but he does want to go to Anderlecht. But Anderlecht are not offering us quite enough money. I think, again, transfer off to club. I maybe go 12.5. Inter do want Diaz for 11 million, though, so let's get rid of him there. And Tam Lumper wants a new contract. You can have a new contract, Tam. I would love to give you one. Star player, but let's get rid of a stepping stone thing. And you can have a big wage rise because you are absolutely superb. So he's going to want a small contract of £16,000. Get rid of the release fee clause. I thought he wanted like 50 grand like Kai Enrique wants. We can give you 16. That is absolutely fine. We'll leave in that after 5 games, you can go up to 20 grand. That seems fine to me. Suggest he wants a little bit more because we got rid of some of the clauses in there. Tam, you can have what you want. You're an absolute hero. Have what you want. Paderborn want Brian Portier for 7.5 million. Let's accept that one. That seems fair enough to me. No offers for Silva. Everyone's sort of just dropped off on Silva. Maybe like 12.5. I can't even offer him out from the first place, if I'm honest with you. 12.5. Let's try and get that, as we've signed a recruitment analyst, which is fantastic. Still, bids are coming in for Cavalcanti and La Cruz now, interestingly. No, you can't go. La Cruz stays. And we're just not getting good offers for Ben Knight at all. Maybe we should have gone for the... He really wants to go to Anderlecht. Maybe we just accept the Anderlecht. He just loved Anderlecht according to this. Transfer centre then. Where is he? Ben Knight. I mean, we'll accept the Wolfsburg one. That seems... In fact, we'll reject everything other than Wolfsburg. And Anderlecht are happy to pay us quite a bit of money. It's just going to take a little while to get all of it. But I think we accept it anyway. So Juan Torres is going for 16 million, which is great. Portier is going for 7.5. So add those two together, Tom. Quick maths. 23.5 million pounds. Ben Knight, either 10 million, which is probably more likely. Let's call it 10 million for 33.5 million. And then Diaz for 11. So basically, we'll call it 45 million pounds coming in if we sell all these players. Very good return on investment, actually, I would say. We spent less than 10 million pounds on all, maybe not quite less than 10, less than 15 million on all of them, and then to make 30 million on top of it is pretty decent business. I will be very frustrated if Wolfsburg do actually end up signing Ben Knight, and then we just lost out on 1.5 million because I've tried to get more money elsewhere, being a bit greedy. Burnley want Admilson for 14 million, you can't have him. Cavalcanti, 26 million pounds to Southampton, you can't have him. Admilson is now playing for Brazil. You love to see that. And so, that all three of our Brazilian players are in the Brazilian national team. I love this as well. Look at the Brazilian national team. The most players they... Oh, you've got 3 from Juventus too, which is kind of annoying. But, I mean... The Brazilian team is made up of Aberdeen, Juventus and Real Madrid. You love to see it. Now Lyon are starting to put a bid in for a player that I quite like. Christopher Patterson is a... Oh, he's not a player that I like. I mean, he is a player that I like, but he's not the actual one that I want from the Czech Republic. This is the guy that I quite like from the Czech Republic. Also playing for Slavia Prague. Is a wonder kid, although unambitious and only 4-star potential, but... 19 years old, looks very, very well-rounded and a decent player, and looks quite cheap as well, and we could do with some extra bodies in the centre of midfield. So, I would not be adverse to bringing this guy in. He has got a release fee clause of 11.5 million. I don't think we'll get him for anything less than that, so we may look around elsewhere, but I do like this player. I think he's really solid. Like, compare him with Harry Winks. And Harry Winks is slightly better defending and mentally on the grounds that he is older and a more defensive-minded midfielder. But everywhere else, this guy is better than him. Apart from attacking, but I mean, he's 19 years old. He will get better. So I quite like this. I think this guy could come in and do a good job. Even if he did cost 11 million pounds, I'd be pretty happy to bring him in. So we'll start by making an offer of about 5 million or so. But if we suggest terms right, they're just going to say it's unacceptable. I think anything less than that 11.5 is going to be unacceptable. I mean, we can try 8 million, but 11.5 is what it's going to have to be. But then I think for that 11 million pounds, could we get someone better with more potential? Not from my scout report so far. Now, obviously, the left back that we really quite want has got a release fee clause of, contract 45 million. Do I want to be spending 45 million pounds on a left back? Not really, but I feel like I might have to. There is another one that I found who looks very good. Gady Abutsbul. That's a bit of a tongue twister to say, actually. An Israeli wonder kid from Eintracht Frankfurt right now. It's a complete wing-back. Only 4-star potential, apparently 20 years old. But if we compare him with Felipe Passos, right, that they are very similar. Like, signing one of them would be decent. I mean, Passos is slightly better defensively, but do we need that? Yeah, probably, actually, to be fair. But I do quite like this guy's speed, physicality. He's got very, very good crossing and dribbling. And I imagine, well, his release fee clause is 71 million pounds, but I doubt they're going to want to... How much they actually want for him? If we suggest 4.6, they come back and say they want 71 million pounds for him. There is Florian Moller as well at Schalke, who, again, I kind of like. He's a little bit older at 22 years old. Compare him with Passos, and you can see, actually, Passos is a much better player in virtually every single area. So maybe Florian Moller isn't the one to go for. Maybe we do just put the 40-odd million down. If we've got all our old stuff here, the £50 million down the line, let's just get rid of all of this. And let's start the bidding at 20 million. Suggest they just say, it's going to have to be 45, isn't it? And I don't really want to spend 45, but I feel like we're going to be forced to spend 45 million. And then, of course, there's Paco Garcia, who we really want as well. And he is valued at £64 million release fee clause. And if we make an offer and just get rid of that, suggest 20 mil, they want 64 million. I think what we might have to do, dabble in the loan market. Maybe we just buy one of these two players for huge money, and then we just have to dabble in the loan market for the next couple of seasons to, be able to build the team we want to. Now, looking at wingers that I think could come into the club on loan this season, luckily there is quite a lot of choice, particularly from Manchester United. Grant McCann is a very good player. Pacey, decent mentals, good technicals, but has only got a right foot. We like to play with inside forwards and inverted wingers. So we need a left-footed player where Lassie Allen, or is it Alien? Lassie Alien. We'll call him Alien, I reckon. This guy is more of a winger, but does have a reasonable left foot, and I think could be a decent option. Finishing 11, long shots 11, it's a little lower than maybe what we'd want, but he's available for loan, and, well, why not? We'll have to pay his wages, but we can afford his wages. Let's make the offer and hopefully United accept that one. There is also a really good right back at Atletico Madrid who can sort of play in loads of different positions. But as a right back, tackling's a little low, but we could try and get him in on loan just to cover at right back until we actually sign someone. What's the worst that could happen? Probably not much, right? He looked quite decent as a right back. Are there any other right backs sort of available to us to bring in on loan at some point? I mean, he's the best one apparently. What's this guy? What's Ryan Sancho like? Ryan Sancho doesn't look as good from a brief analysis. Transfer, make an offer, loan. There's also another centre mid actually at Manchester United who is available on loan. I mean, why not? We can just, we can bring them in and just bench them. We may as well try, make an offer, loan this guy in, send him. They want a lot of money for him actually, so maybe not this guy. But I think we'll come back to the loan market. I think we'll come back to it. I think we need to utilise it properly because we've not really done any loans for the past 2 or 3 years. The thing is, Everton also want Lassie Alien, which is a great name by the way. Monaco are putting a bid in. That's the goalkeeper. We don't care about the goalkeeper. That's fine. So we're gonna have to put 11.5 on the table, don't we? 11.5 on the table for this guy. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. Oh, and the centre mid anyway doesn't even want to join us. Not going well. Not to worry, because if we look at my shortlists and we go to the wonderkids shortlist, I've built this up over like 3 or 4 years, maybe a bit more actually. Every player that has a media description of a wonderkid at some point is on this list, and a lot of them are way out of our price points, like Ryan Cherky, for example. We don't have money to meet his £216 million release fee clause, unfortunately. If we sort it by players interested in a transfer, though, this is where it gets quite nice and interesting. I say it gets nice and interesting. A lot of these players are far too expensive for us, I would imagine, and we don't necessarily actually need any of these players. Are any of these guys a left back? Yeah, there's 2 left backs. Maxi De Campo, who we've had issues with in the past, and the issues we've had with him, I don't even want him. I don't want him anymore. But there's Aaron here, who is a left back. He doesn't look. He's always an inverted wing back. That automatically makes me think he's rubbish. So no. And then right wingers. Any right wingers interested in coming to us? Lassie, apparently, but of course we're trying to get him on loan. And then there's this guy at Freiburg, who we've looked at before. I recognise the name, and we decided not to go for him because Paco's better. So, really, what we've discovered here is that we're nowhere near closer to signing anyone. At least Tamalumpa has signed his new contract, which is fantastic. Also, just had a thought, maybe what we should be doing maybe, is looking to sign this goalkeeper. Compare with Bazunu. Bazunu slightly better. But this guy's 5 years younger, right? Compare him with Fuentalba. Oh, it's difficult. I think Fuentalba's better. Shot stopping and communication, this guy wins it hands down. But I think overall as a keeper, maybe Fuentalba's slightly better. Because what's this guy being? He's being transfer status like 4, 6. We could bring him in for like 5 million, right? £5 million, and then sell Fuentalba for like nearly 20. I think the money makes sense. I think we put we slap 5 million down on the table, slap it down, and if we can get him signed, we get rid of Fuentalba. Oh, this is so frustrating. My greed has meant that we've dropped 1.5 million. I didn't think he'd go to Wolfsburg. He said he didn't want to go to Wolfsburg. He wanted to go to Anderlecht. And now he's changed his mind and we've lost out on 1.5 million. Oh well. It's still £13 million profit for Ben Knight. Thank you, Ben Knight, for all of your hard work the past few years. But you're a bit rubbish now. So you need to go and we'll get someone else in. But £13 million coming in is lovely. Also, Leon making a big bid for Ignacio, who is one of the players that we did think about signing. He's wanted by 11 clubs. By a lot of clubs. Including us. Maybe. Because he's not quite as good as Paco Garcia. We found that out in the January transfer window. But if Paco's going to cost us 64, having this guy is maybe not quite as good, but for a lot cheaper, would be better in my opinion. Because who's putting the bid in there? Leon of 17 million plus. Transfer, ask agent about availability. Oh, it's right here. 14 to 28 for a deal. Let's slap 20 on the table. Slap it down. See what they say. But I would also quite like it if we actually got some, accepted bids coming through. As Diaz set to go to Inter Milan for £11 million. Accept that one. Who's this guy? Why are we waiting for a work permit for this guy? What's he? Oh, the wing back, the right back on loan. Okay, that's fine. Admilson is not going to go into Palace at all. Reading want Admilson, is not going there either. I mean, James Fotheringham is wanted by Scottish League One sides. He is he's League One level apparently. Okay, you can go to there. That's absolutely fine by me. Ignacio deal has been negotiated. They want 22 million, and after we're gonna reject it and then come back to this because I want to get rid of profit from next sale. Reject that. Prague want 8.5. Again, reject that, and then we'll come back in tomorrow as Airdrie wants James Fotheringham. Make him an important player. Suggest that's fine. Get him gone. Torres is granted the work permit at... I can't believe we're getting 16 million for... I did not expect of all players he'd be going for the most amount of money. Torres, 16 million. You'll love to see it. Have a great time at Reading. Right, back to the goalkeeper. Transfer, make an offer. They want 8.5 and 40. Let's drop this down to 6.5. And they want, after 50 league games... After 50 league games, you can have 1 million if you drop it down to 6. Suggest... then I want after 10 international appearances as well. You can have 6.5 and 1. Suggest. Accept. Okay. If we can bring him in, that would be good. So Reading signs Torres, which is great. And the keeper now wants to talk to us as an important player. How about first choice? Try making that and then get rid of that promise as well. Suggest. Happy. Right. Negotiate. This is where it's frustrating. Doherty, sort this one out for me. Tell me what we should offer him. Get rid of that. Suggest he's come back wanting 17. Let's bring it down to 15. You can have a bigger clean sheet bonus, but appearance fee's got to come down. Unused substitute fee. Yeah, why not? Good deal. Okay, that's sorted. Back on to whatever he's called, Ignacio. More offers are being made for Ignacio from other clubs. Right. Make an offer. Can we just get rid of the percentage of profit from next sale? Suggest. Oh, and they still want, after 50 league appearances, 4 million. I mean, I know we're sort of getting rid of a big clause. Right, let's bring this down. How about 2.5 and 2.5 and that 22? Suggest. They want 3. Right, we're getting somewhere. 2.7. Okay. That seems like a fair deal to me for Ignacio. Although his finishing and long shots, I've just realised, are terrible. So I don't actually want him now. I've seen that. We also now have the money, actually, now I think about it. We also now have the money. We've got £75 million in transfer budget right now. We have the money to now trigger the release fee clause of, where is he? Oh, he's not interested in transfer, is he? We now have the money to, this could, imagine now we've got the money to sign the player we want to. Where is he? Where is he gone? Why can't Felipe Passos? There he is. We now have the money, transfer, make an offer to trigger his release fee clause of 45.5 million. Oh, he does want to sign a contract. For 45 million, Felipe Passos. Oh, this is where I panic. Because 45.5 million is an awful lot of money. So much money. Oh, am I making the right choice here? 19 years old. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. Pavlik's our best left back right now. Okay, Pavlik's our best left back. Compare the two of them. Passos is better. Passos is better in pretty much every single area. But is that worth 45 million? It will be if he actually becomes a world-beating player. But I don't know if he will. There's no guarantee in this sort of thing, and now I'm panicking. And then the bid for Ignacio has also been accepted. And I think I've just jumped on a bandwagon there a little bit. I'm now second-guessing myself hugely. Josko is supposedly like he's not even a left back, he's a centre back. Who's the best left back in the world? Nuno Mendes, right? He looks pretty decent. Compare him with Passos. Oh, and they're so similar. Surprisingly similar, actually, according to this. Obviously, Mendes slightly better, but actually there's not a whole lot in it. And this guy plays for Real Madrid, which must mean he's good. Although we did beat Real Madrid last season, so maybe he's not that good. Okay, what about this guy then? Because he plays for Bayern Munich, and they got to a Champions League final, did they? When did they get to did they get to the Champions League final? Can I find last season, please? The Champions League semi-finals. They got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. In fact, they won both of them, so why are they not in the final? Why can I not see the final there? Yeah, they literally just won it. All right, so Bayern Munich have literally just won the Champions League 1-0 against Atletico Madrid. So that, in my book, probably makes this guy, who starts for Bayern Munich, the best left-back in the world. Compare with Passos. And, I mean, according to this, Passos is better than him. All right. Suddenly that £45 million to me feels right. It feels right. We're going to get rid of a stepping stone thing to make sure it doesn't have a release fee clause in there, although his agent might just lock one in anyway. Star player is fine. Oh, he's... Okay, hang on. He needs that stepping stone. That's really frustrating. Otherwise, he's not going to do a contract. I press suggest and nothing happens. So he wants that in there. We have to have it in there. Luckily, it is at £55 million, which is more than we're paying for him now, which is fine. Apparently, we have to bring the wage down a little bit. Now, this could be tricky. 60,000. Appearance fee is so high too. Oh God, everything's so high. But he's one of the best left backs in the world, Tom. Remember that. We saw that. Suggest he wants 73. Oh, I don't know how we're gonna. Right, so adjust the budget slightly, and then we can suddenly put him up to 66. He's happy on 66. This is a stupid contract, by the way. It's so expensive, but Passos is coming in. I don't know how I feel about Ignacio, though. So let's do the same sort of thing, right? Let's do the same sort of thing. Right wing. Okay. Ben McNamee is supposedly the best right winger we've got scouted out in the world. Does look pretty decent. Compare him with Ignacio. And Ignacio is rubbish compared to him. Okay, well that scares me a little bit. I think maybe I'm jumping the gun with Ignacio. I think I'm jumping the gun. You know that I'd much rather be signing whatever he's called, Paco Garcia. He's down here for some reason, Paco Garcia. But if we compare Paco Garcia with Ben McNamee, again, he's been absolutely trounced by Ben. Okay, it's not quite as Lassie Alien, we're trying to get in on loan. Compare him, please, with Ben McNamee. And again, Ben McNamee is just class. He's just incredible, apparently. Let's not compare Ben McNamee. Let's compare Paco to Ignacio. And Ignacio's faster, but Paco's better everywhere else. And I think we spoke about this in January, didn't we? Oh, maybe the real question, if we can find him again, Ben Knight, who is still at the club. Oh, he's joining Wolfsburg soon. Okay, compare him with Ignacio. And then suddenly it seems a bit better because Ignacio isn't much better. If we compare Ben Knight with Paco, they're much similar players. You can see that Paco is probably a better player. Why is this so difficult to do? I mean, you guys are probably screaming at me for ages saying, do this, Tom, do this. He's not even... He's not very interested in us. He's more interested in Liverpool and Real Sociedad. He's as interested in Fulham and 4 other clubs. Have Liverpool put bids in for him, though, Ignacio? Transfer state. Because if Liverpool want him, that makes me think that maybe he would. And Juventus want him. And Liverpool were Champions League semi-finalists. Oh, it's so horrible. I don't know what to do. I've got to make a decision and I've got to commit. And my commitment is to walk away. Sorry for wasting the past 5-10 minutes of your life debating that, but I had to really think about that hard. I might edit quite a bit of that out because I was literally talking to myself probably for about 10-15 minutes about what to do with him. I am much more happy to pay the money for Passos. As Brian Portier rejected the contract from Paderborn. Brian Portier transfer offered to clubs. Don't be a wet wipe. Unspecified. Get out of here. Quite exciting though. The new on loan right back is set to join us from Atletico Madrid. So that's one problem solved right now to an extent, as we've got a new head of youth development coming in, by the way. His judging playability and potential is not quite so high, but he's a model citizen, 20 working with youngsters, has got some decent reputation, good knowledge of France and Belgium and Africa actually as well. So like, should be a decent head of youth development, I think. Better than our old one, I hope. Oh, Silva. No one's signing Silva yet, are they? Silva. Anyone bidding for him? Loads of clubs interested. Okay, transfer, offer to clubs. Let's put him up to like 15 million. I think more clubs are suddenly interested in Silva again. Oh, and Lassie Alien. You love to see it. He's also joining us on the right wing. So that should be 2 players coming in there who are going to save us a lot of money, which is why we can spend so much money on a left back right now. So in comes Lassie Alien. Paderborn are going to pay £15 million for Silva as well, which is great. Let's accept that and hope that he goes there for 15 million or so. As oh, you hate to see it. The goalkeeper has gone to Monaco. So it's not too much of a big issue because we know we've got Bazunu and Fuentalba, but this guy would mean we could have sold Fuentalba for a lot of money. It's not quite worked out. But here's the right back who looks very nice. Let's briefly compare him, if we can, very quickly before he leaves the club to whatever he's called. Our current one. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Oh, unless he's already gone. Has he already actually left the club? Transfer history. Sorted by them. Oh, he's already gone Juan Torres to Reading. Already left the club. Okay, compare him with our new guy. And our new guy is, yeah, probably loads better. Probably a lot better, probably. Oh, and here he is. Felipe Passos has had his work permit accepted. And so for 46 million, essentially with his bonuses and whatnot, Passos is joining us. I can't believe we are spending this amount of money on a left back. But apparently, according to our sources, he will be, already is, apparently insanely good. Insanely good. I mean, he's had his average ratings, ignore those. Ignore the average ratings. I'm more interested in the comparisons to the Bayern Munich man. Right, we've got 26 million left to spend. We need to, well, what we'll do actually, I think, is probably get through to the 1st of July when the transfer window properly opens for all the other clubs around the world. And then we'll see who's transfer listed to try and bring in some decent centre mids. And Silva has accepted the contract at Paderborn, so he's going for 15 million, which is a good bit of business after we bought him on a free transfer. 15 million pound profit. I tell you what, that feels very good. And even better, we just beat Arsenal 3-2 in a friendly. Things are going well today. Although, first of all, we're going to see these players leave the club and I'm going to get absolutely slated by the fans for it. Even though I'm a legend at the club, even though I am the most successful manager since Sir Alex Ferguson, even though I've got us to a Champions League quarter-final, the fans will still slate me for it. It's not even just the fans, the players. The players are not happy with me. We're lacking depth. Lads, we're literally in a transfer window. Can you just stop getting on my back about this? What's going on here? I'm looking to delve into the transfer market, you pricks. All right, get out of here, all of you. I'm going to sell all of you now. But of course, the fans are not happy with me selling Silva. That's a D from them. They're not very happy with that. Only a C for Diaz. They're unsure about selling him. Ben Knight's going to be a bad one. F. Yeah, a fan favourite, Ben Knight leaving the club. And actually, I kind of regret that. We could have got 15 for him, but me trying to be clever and get more money didn't quite work out. This guy's available on a free. Imran Loser, who isn't a loser, he's a winner because he's going to join us. Actually, I quite like the look of this guy. Maybe not like as a Mazzala, although he does actually fit the bill quite nicely apart from tackling. Right, transfer, approach to sign. He could be quite good to bring in, you know, I reckon. He wants to be vice-captain. Let's get rid of that. You can't be vice-captain, lad. And you can't play as a playmaker because you're not a playmaker in my opinion. But he wants to strengthen. We need to bring in some midfielders. Important player. Star. Okay, he wants to be a star player. That's part of it. That's a bit of an issue. 36 grand a week is what we're being told to pay for him. This is going to be expensive. Although we are saving on a transfer fee. Get rid of that. Suggest 130, right, no, 130 grand a week, get out of here. He was at Nantes before this. No way were they paying him 130 grand a week. So why do you want that from us? Or there's this guy here, plays for Nice, wonder kid, 20. Nice will let us have him, surely. Like, Nice might let him go. How much do they want for him? 67, right. We can do this, Nice. We can talk about this. We're going to reject this offer because you've got 40% of your thing on there, but we'll come back for you. Right, Candace Sissoko, make an offer. Right. Let's do something similar. 20 and then 20. Suggest. And well, they've just straight away accepted that. That's well, they wanted 60 million a second ago, so I feel like we've done quite well. Let's just quickly compare him with Tam Lumper, right? And actually looks really solid. If he's as good as Tam Lumper, this could be pretty decent, you know. All right, I mean, maybe. I mean, I kind of. They're not going to do anything less now. That's the thing, because they've accepted that now. If I reject it and try and go back in with a lower offer, they won't do it because I've tried that several times before in the past. So 20 and 20 is what we're going to have to do. But given they wanted 60 million a second ago, I am surprised that they were so quick to accept that. Now, can we talk contracts with him? Not yet, apparently. Bayer Leverkusen want Jez Finley for 17 million. Can't have him. He's a big player for us, and Le Creu's wanted by 20 million for Sheffield United. Where's this guy? Can we hang on? What's going on here? Where's he gone? Hang on. Did we actually make the offer for the guy from Nice? Where's he gone on this list? Nice. I can't see Nice. Nice. There he is. Candace Sissoko. Transfer. Make it. What's happened here then? I swear we did press make offer, didn't we? Well, let's go 15 and 15 this time. Because that's a bit. They don't want to do that. Unacceptable. So hang on. Let's go 20 and 15. Make the offer. I'm very confused as to what's just happened here. Jez now wants to go to Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen. You can't do it, lad. You're staying here. And Kai Enrique can't. Kaio. Jez, no, you can't leave, lad. The finances weren't right on the deal. I'll let you go for 30 million. I won't, by the way. I won't. Don't worry. He's not happy with that. I'll let you go for 25. Confirm. He's still not having it. Well, 23.5. He's still not having it, which is fine. I literally thought we had a deal sorted out for that centre mid, and then no contract thing came through. I mean, I don't think I missed anything that said that it just got rejected, did I? I don't think I did. This guy's going to hopefully join us on loan, which would be great. Where's the bit? Oh, we're still waiting for a... I'm very confused. Okay. So that bid has now been rejected by Nice. So if we go back to 20 and 20, as it was before, suggest they accept it. Okay, right. Make the offer. Maybe I just never pressed it last time. Okay, so he wants to talk contract with us as well. So let's start negotiations with him as a important player. And let's get rid of that promise. Suggest he's... Oh, okay, right. He wants to be a star player and all of this rubbish. I don't want to play him as a playmaker, but I've got to promise him that. And I might have to break that promise. In fact, I will break that promise because he's not going to play as a playmaker. But he's on orange and I want to sign him. Finalise. All right, we're going to have a bit of a bad relationship to start things off with. But let's get rid of the sell-on percentage fee. God, it's huge bonuses. We have to pay a lot of money now on these players. 45,000 a week. Push the agent fee right up to try and get him to accept all of this. Suggest 47, 10, and 2.5. Suggest happy. Okay, right. Sissoko coming in, who I think is very good. Genoa, putting nearly 20 million on the table for Thad McRae. The temptation's there, but I can't because he's actually such a solid striker. And it's a shame we've got players who are just better than him in there because Thad is... I'm going to reject it. I'm going to reject it. This could get even better. I mean, it's not going to get better right now. Actually, this is really frustrating because now we've lost Sissoko. We have lost Sissoko, but we might be getting £89 million to spend on players because we're going into a transfer embargo because a takeover is going on. I mean, I'm rather frustrated. We've lost out on Sissoko. We'll come back in for him. But some Russian bloke, Dmitry Volkov, is he real? Is he real? Because sometimes these guys are real. I'm going to Google him. I think this might be a real person. Looking on Wikipedia, Dmitry Borisovich Volkov, who's an investor, philosopher, and a member of the contemporary art scene, is valued at $750 million. So he's spending an awful lot of his net worth on the club. But we're in 2027 right now, so he's probably worth like, $3 billion at that point at some point in the future. I reckon it could be this guy. It could just be a very weird coincidence, but I'm going to pretend that it's this guy who has a YouTube channel. Me and him are like that already. I need someone to edit on here. Hobbies. Owner of Aberdeen. Although he's not bought the club yet. He's not bought... I hope this happens quickly. This better happen quickly. This is very exciting. Very, very exciting. If we have all this money to spend on players, imagine how good this transfer window is going to get. If we get all this money coming in, we buy Sissoko, and we buy whatever the other guys, Paco Garcia on the wing, I reckon. As any news? I mean, the Cruz's wanted, but he's not leaving. And Admilson's wanted, he's not leaving. Harry Storm's wanted on loan, he's not leaving. He's going to stay at the club. No news yet. Come on, we need this transfer embargo done and dusted quickly. You know what it is? It's actually Andre Shittigel. It's actually Andre Shittigel using his connections. Andre is sorting us out big time here. I bloody love you, Andre. And also, you guys must be downloading the OneFootball app because at the start of today's episode, we said if you download the app, then we'll get more transfer budget. And apparently, downloading the app means that we get a takeover, maybe. And that's how we get more money. It doesn't take that long at all. It's happened. It's here. No, it doesn't. Dimitri, he's gone. No. Dimitri. Dimitri. What's gone on here? They've not gone well. But it would be unwise to rule out the possibility of investing in the club in future. Everything was there. Everything was there. And who's this guy who's a wonder kid? Centre mid. Oh, looks really good, but he's got no interest in signing for us at all. Transfer, ask agent about availability. He didn't care. He doesn't want to sign for us. At least we can get back in for Sissoko. If he wants to talk contracts with us again, we can get the 20 and 20 on the table again. Oh. He does want to talk contracts. He wants to talk contracts, which is quite nice. Wants the club to be a stepping stone. It gets rid of the other promises, though. And then he's got a release fee clause locked in at 48 million. Again, I'd be happy with that right now. We can also maybe look to bring some of these bonuses. It actually looks like a bit of a nicer contract, potentially. Maybe for us. And then if we bring the agent fee right up, I think we were on like 47 last time, weren't we? Agent fee right up to max, basically. But go down to like 45. Suggest. He wants 40. I reckon we can get him on a slightly cheaper. The bonuses are down. I think it was like 10k last time. The bonuses are down. Slightly cheaper contract. Okay. Well, Sissoko hopefully is going to come back in. Oh, what an emotional roller coaster that was. I was so excited. I was planning out how to spend that money. Oh my goodness gracious me. Norwich. Out of nowhere. Clubs are bidding like 20, 30 million for Admilson. Norwich have come in saying, we'll give you 40 and then 56 down the line. No. I think I say no. First of all, he has no interest in joining Norwich. No interest whatsoever. So, Admilson probably won't even sign for them. The money would be really good. There's no one that could really come in. And if we get rid of the interest in transfer bit, there's loads of players then that suddenly are quite... Oh, Guido Torres, I've seen him before. Oh. If we sell Admilson, this guy might come in. However, he doesn't want to join us under any circumstances. This is the thing. There are players good enough to join us and probably better than Admilson. But how many of them would actually want to join us? The answer to that is, in my opinion, not many at the moment. This guy does not want to join us. Andre Silva, if we could afford him, transfer, ask agent about availability, does not want to join us. So as much as I really want to accept that for the money, 56 million, I don't think. I mean, this guy looks quite good. Transfer, ask agent about availability. They just don't want to join us. We're just not good enough yet for them in their eyes. I often say, you know, if they're going to bid that now, they'll bid more later down. I don't think we're going to get a better bid than that. But I don't think we'll be able to adequately replace him. So I'm rejecting it. Finally, work permit done. Sissoko, 40 mils a lot. 20 up front now, and then 20 down the line. I think this is a great signing, though. Another young wonder kid, centre midfielder, an area we did actually need to strengthen. We had neglected for a little while. He comes in. I think we're very, very good. And here he is, Kanda Sissoko. Oh, I do like the look of this guy. I do like... He's a good Mazzala box-to-boxer or a play. Literally everything. You love to see it. Welcome. So, to recap, we have not just bought Kanda Sissoko. I hate how this is just so... What... All the transfers we've made are like last season's technically still, apparently, which is so frustrating. So, we have bought in this guy as a right back for this season on loan from Atletico Madrid. Pablo Perez Rodriguez looks very good. Happy to have him here. And to play right wing is Lassie Alien. He's not called Alien, but I love calling him that anyway. I think he looks like a solid player. So, welcome to the club. We then broke the record transfer fee to bring in Felipe Passos for 45 million to be one of the best left backs in the world. He'll be fantastic. And then we've also, as you can see, into this season, spent £40 million on Kanda Sissoko, a fantastic wonder kid centre midfielder, a lot of money. And then, of course, this guy in on loan from United. I'm going to try and learn how to say his name. Hristo Simeonov, I think is maybe how you don't say it. So that's good. We spent a combined total there of, 45 plus 40 plus a bit there. Call it Call it nearly £90 million on a few players. It's a lot of money, actually. Thing is, though, we have sold a lot of players. Silva, 15. Ben Knight, 13.5. Diaz, 11. That's 39.5 million. And then we also let go of, where is he? Torres for 16 million, which is a lot of money. So call it 56 million, 45 million. About that sort of we brought in, which is pretty decent. Financially, 23 million in the bank. Still, we've got 18 million left to spend. For me, the team this season will be Fuentalba. We'll have, obviously, Passos. We'll then have Admilson and Caio Henrique. And then in on loan, Rodriguez. We will have in there Tam Lumper alongside, where is he, Candace Sissoko. Left-hand side will be La Cruz. Through the middle, Jan Cavalcanti. And then we'll have Lassie Halian on the right-hand side. And then Shaban up front. I like it. We have hugely improved the team, I think. Massively improved the team. Like, we've got a better right winger and right back, a better left back, a better centre mid. We have really improved this team. And then, of course, we've got some players on the bench as well. I say on the bench. We've got this guy from United to come on the bench as well, who looks very good. I think we've had a great little transfer window here. I'm also so surprised no one's... Actually, we signed a contract with Caio Henrique. Why is no one buying Caio Henrique? It's because he just signed a new contract with us, so he's not going to want to leave the club. Smart thinking, Tom. 18 million left. We could look to spend it, but I think what we do is try and save the money. As I've clicked on the wrong thing there. This is the one I want to click on. We try and save this 18 million and build up the overall balance. Projection-wise is looking quite bad, but hopefully Champions League money will sort that out if we do well. And then next summer, we spend big on a right winger and a right back. So already planning for next summer, but that's for a permanent solution to the right wing and right back. That's what we need to do for next summer. So today's been a very long episode, up and down with plenty of different things going on, but it's been exciting, and I think we've made some quality signings, made some decent money on players as well. I think this is potentially our best transfer window yet. Next episode, we will be back for some Champions League stuff whenever the Champions League stuff is. The Champions League, let's have a look at the rules. The group stage is drawn on the 26th of August, as you can see there. And on the 21st of August, we play Celtic. So perfect. We'll come back next episode for Celtic with Champions League draw, and then potentially a Champions League game as well. I will say this week is going to be really busy for me. Thursday, I'm at a wedding. So Friday will be a bit of a write-off. And then Saturday and Sunday, I'm probably away with some friends for the European Championships final. So this week's going to be quite busy. So the episodes this week might be a little bit shorter than usual. So I can try and get a few more recorded and edited out, so you've got videos every single day. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, have a great evening. I'll see you soon. Lots of... I just smacked my chair and it made a huge noise there. I feel like it's broken. It's not broken. I do need a new chair though. I've had one for years and it's not very comfy anymore. And any chair suggestions, comment down below. Anyway, see you next time.